I would like to talk a little bit about nothing and symmetry. Most people probably would think of nothing as just empty space, the void or the vacuum, an empty space where things happen. This idea comes from the Greek philosopher Democritus, who lived during the 5th century BC. He said that all that existed was atoms and the void. For him, the void was just empty space, like a container where atoms moved around. I believe that in a sense, this is what most people today think of intuitively when they try to think of empty space. It is very interesting to compare Democritus' view of the void with another Greek philosopher from the 5th century BC, Parmenides. Parmenides didn't believe that the void was just an empty container for atoms to move around in. He claimed that it was impossible for something like nothing or the void to actually exist in nature. After all, once you talk about nothing, it's not nothing anymore, but something. For Parmenides, what we see as the void or vacuum is an illusion that is mysteriously the source of everything, to hen, the one in Greek philosophy. In modern physics, the vacuum is not an empty space or container for atoms to move around in. The vacuum is more like a bubbling pot of water, constantly boiling over. This bubbling pot of water that is literally nothing personified is called vacuum fluctuations or quantum fluctuations. Something called virtual particles pop in and out of existence and are like the bubbles in this boiling pot of nothing. The quantum fluctuations are constantly moving, percolating and boiling over, never still. They truly echo Heraclitus' famous statement that everything is flux. And they are constantly happening everywhere, even though we are not aware of them. At the moment the Big Bang occurred, it is believed that everything was perfectly symmetric, even and balanced. Then instantly, quantum fluctuations occurred, which broke this symmetry, in a sense, making things uneven. Kind of like how our left and right hands are not perfectly symmetrical. They're an example of asymmetry. The quantum fluctuations broke the electroweak symmetry, which created the Higgs field, which in turn gave all the electrons and quarks in the universe mass. This spontaneous symmetry breaking is fascinating. It also occurs during phase transitions, such as when water turns into ice, or when a boiling pot of water turns into water vapor. I find this interesting because physicist Max Tegmark considers the appearance of consciousness to be like a phase transition, which would imply that consciousness is also accompanied by spontaneous symmetry breaking. Symmetry breaking is very important in biology. Back in the 19th century, Louis Pasteur believed that biological molecules are asymmetric because the physical forces that preside over their creation are themselves asymmetric. Quantum fluctuations caused the first spontaneous symmetry breaking the moment after the Big Bang occurred, and they're also happening right now all around us in empty space. In a sense, they caused the first domino to fall in the universe, and all around us, the dominoes are still falling. These dominoes falling produced mass, including us, and maybe even our own consciousness, all from nothing.